welcome to the Ynot podcast. I'm your host, Tony Golia. And today, I haven't done a podcast in about a week, so I apologize for uploading late, but my glasses are still broken, so I've got my donor pair, the ones that I had like in freshman year of high school, so that's awesome. I'm coming at you live from literally an hour before I have my firearms safety class at Action Impact, so I'm excited. So getting all that done. I'm feeling very accomplished lately. I've been talking to a couple people who are interested in doing the podcast. I know I say that every time, but it's true. I do have guests coming up. It's just been a really weird couple of days and weeks. So I'm trying to get everything squared away. So, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good lately, actually. I started talking to a new girl. We're just taking things slow. Things are going pretty good in that aspect. But I want to know what you guys are up to. So if you would like to have a chat, we can always go back and forth in the comments, or you can hit me up on Twitter at Tony Golia. Also my Instagram, or Snapchat, anything. It's not hard to get a hold of me, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, I don't have a topic, but just a quick update. The comedy scene is starting to come back to the full effect, which is great because that means I can finally get in a spot or something. I don't know if it's in this area, but I know for a couple of big name artists, comedians, I should say, their groups are finally making spots. They have sets, so people are allowed to come to the shows now. Usually before the restrictions kind of let up a little bit, there were people going in parking lots, I know, and doing comedy, kind of like a drive-in movie theater, but it was just stand-up, so I thought that was pretty cool. I'm interested to see how they make the switch from that to big shows again, because it's, we need humor in a time like this, and I think it's so important that we can get out and do things and not feel super, isolated just because we can't, we can't go out and do something. We can communicate, through media, through videos, but it's different when it's the real thing. It's different when it's just you and a friend, or you're just going out to a movie, or you're going to see a show. That kind of stuff is important, and we've gone without for a year, which is very detrimental to society. The normal functioning and key to a society that's, beneficial would be, the ability for freedom. The ability for freedom. That sounds so stupid. The ability to have individual freedoms. That's what I mean. Just being able to get out and, go for a walk, or, see an old friend and go to dinner, go to a coffee house. It should be easier. It should be a lot more simple than it is right now. And I don't think that we have very long. I mean, Joe Biden just invited us to the barbecue, so I think I'll be sick that day. But, I think that we're looking good for the summer. I think that we've got, you know, we've got a good thing going now. I think people are starting to, finally get the picture here, the bigger picture. Um, so, it's one of those things where, people are either they're on one side where they say, it's my choice, it's my decision whether I want to, whether I'd like to obey the rules or go against them. It's like the mask policy was so stupid to me because it doesn't negate other bacterias, and it's not a foolproof system. Sure, it may prevent the spread of the disease, but it's no wonder we got the flu and we didn't wear masks we've never worn them during flu season. I know in other countries they do, but for us it's just not normal. And for that to change, I understand why change was implemented, but it doesn't feel real still, to me, at least. But again, it's not a foolproof system. There is no foolproof system, or this wouldn't be a pandemic. They'd have it figured out. But vaccinations are big now, and my mom just got her vax. So we'll see if she got microchipped or not. She'll be the guinea pig. Other than that, I don't know if I'm going to be getting it yet. I don't think I'll be able to for a while anyway, but I don't think I'm going to be getting it for a while. Just because I don't really know. I don't know. There's a lot we don't know. We didn't know what this thing was a year ago. We were just finding out. And to jump right into a vaccine that hasn't really, I mean, sure, they have to approve it, but they approve every drug before it goes out, and there are still recalls. There are still after effects. And jumping right in, to me, seems foolish. No offense to anybody that, you can do whatever you want to your body. It's your choice. But I just don't feel like, succumbing to that yet. So I don't really think that I don't think that any of us are, right or wrong. It's you shouldn't beat up on somebody for not trusting something they don't know. I know a lot of people are trying to say, and this was more when the vaccinations were announced, but people were like, if you don't get one, I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not this or that. I think that's so ridiculous. As long as you're covered, don't worry about what other people do. That's my philosophy. Just why does it matter to you? You're not gonna get infected. So what does it matter? I mean, really? Like, let's say I don't know, just like tetanus or something. You'd be more worried about the other person not, like coming in contact with rust, let's say. Okay? and you already have your tetanus shot. So somebody picks up a rusty nail and they get into their bloodstream. Is that any reason to not talk to them because they didn't prevent themselves from doing that? I don't even know. I don't think you can go without a tetanus shot. But the same premises, the same principle here is mind your own fucking business. It's not really that complicated. If it doesn't affect you, don't worry about it. It's plain and simple. I think in order for us to get over this, we have to realize that not everybody is going to follow the rules. If you thought that people weren't going to follow the mask order, don't think that everybody is going to get vaccinated right away. But I'll end my rant on that. If you really want to know how I feel, just go back to any of my videos. But at any rate, a lot of change is coming. And, I finally have the podcast on Spotify. I have it on YouTube. I'd like to get it on Apple Music and their streaming platform, but I don't really know yet. And for me, I think it makes more sense to get it out in as many different media outlets as possible. So that's why I bought an RSS feed so that I can digitally upload everything, and it'll get to you uniformly. So, so everything is looking good. I don't know why I get nervous during these videos. It's like I shouldn't be nervous because I'm not talking to anybody, like, directly. It's just me talking to myself, but for some reason I just get nervous. But anyway, excited to see what's coming next. There's going to be a lot of new stuff, a lot of new uploads coming, so I think that wraps it up for right now. You should expect another video or two this week. But yeah, so thank you for watching the Why Not podcast. I'm your host, Tony Golia, and I am out of here.